Welcome, 239 Uncensored Living, Southwest Florida and beyond. And I have the lovely Shannon Livingston with me in the studio. And it's Friday, and we're live. My name's Tim.
And my name is Shannon.
Hey, Shannon, you look lovely today with the
Thank
Kansas
you.
City Chiefs. What's up with that?
You do too. It's Red Friday.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm just wearing red today, so yeah.
Well, but yeah, you fit in. So go Chiefs.
Yeah.
Every Friday we wear red.
The chefs.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait. They're playing Tampa Bay Bucks down here this year.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be great. And I'm going to be at the game.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you hold season tickets?
I have connections that hold season tickets, yes. So it's going to be very nice.
It's good to have friends in high places and low places.
Yes. We got it.
Depends on what you need done.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, it makes it good. There's a lot going on. We have some great guests, and usually we don't like to hold them up.
Right.
So I know you set them up, and this place is really cool, the Axe Lodge on Airport Road. And I'm going to let you introduce them, but I was over there throwing those axes, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So they were actually your friends first, and then I kind of stole them from you.
Yeah, she kind of like does that.
Yeah, you tried to be a good neighbor because we are all in the Vanderbilt shops, and we've been trying to connect with them for a long time to get them on the show, and because they just have the coolest little business. It is not just axe throwing, but it has a digital element to it, which I didn't understand at first. So you can play like 50 different games. They also have a whole like little game area if you don't want to do axe throwing, but they're having a grand opening. They didn't get to have one with COVID after the first year and all that. So we're trying to help them kind of get the excitement going with their grand opening. They have all kinds of fun stuff planned. So Ryan and Brittany, are you there? Are you hanging out?
We are.
Hey, we are.
Hello, welcome to the show. I love your little guy in the background. What does your mascot have a name?
His name's Axel.
Axel. All right. You can actually remember that. So the Axe Lodge, what the heck is it? Who throws axes? Like, how did you guys even get into this crazy business?
Well, we got into the business from Brittany. She saw the idea. We were driving somewhere in Tampa or something and saw it, and she wanted to do it. And at the time, I didn't want to. I just had no interest in it. But I'd never seen it, so I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, this kind of sounds like a dumb idea. And then we started talking about, well, I think it's a good business idea. And I was like, there's no way it can be a good business idea. Well, we started looking into it and everything. And, we saw that a lot of people around the country were having success. And we're like, well, Naples needs, something down here, more entertainment. And so we started the process, and took us a little while to financially come up with the money. But, eventually we were able to work it through. And, it took us about 9 months to build it. And now we're celebrating our 1 year anniversary.
Yay. Congratulations. And so it is a beautiful facility. And I did kind of talk about the digital stuff, but you also explained to me that you don't have to be skilled or strong to do this axe throwing. There are different weights and styles of the axe. And you really work with people to make sure that they understand how to do it so that they're having fun, so that it's not just, some big skill or whatever. And then you also have a really cool, what is that wall that you have? The beer wall?
The beer wall. That is a self-service draft beer wall. It is, you get charged by what you pour rather than ordering an entire beer. And you have the option to pour as little or as much as you want. I kind of describe it as like a beer buffet. And lately I've been telling people it's either the cheapest way or the most expensive way to drink here. So it
beer buffet.
Yeah. You know what? The first thing I thought, and I'm sure you get this all the time, is the first thing that comes to mind is like, all right, and it's actually very safe. I was there. It was super, super safe, very well set up, very well thought out. But throwing axes with people while they're drinking, it tends to be
dumb.
like, it's like not a great idea.
Right.
But the way you guys have it set up, and I felt very comfortable. It was safe. It was fun. And one thing I really liked about it, it was like not as hard as you would think it would be. Like once you get the right follow through and you get the spin, it's like, damn, I'm pretty good at this. So it's excellent. It's excellent. I love it.
Yeah,
it's a good time. So what do you have going on? Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead and talk.
I was going to say, one of the reasons why it is so easy at our place is because that is one of the things while we're dipping is not only do we have projected targets, but we also have in-grain targets. We use in-grain wood, so it's kind of like throwing into a tree stump than throwing into the side of a tree. most people throwing axes that have thrown axes have thrown out of the side of a tree, and they bounce back if they don't stick, and they bounce back hard.
Right.
By,
I've actually done that.
Yeah. So,
it's,
you know, and
it's
if you
not a good
chop,
time.
well, and when you chop wood, you have to chop it down, you know, with the grain. So this is kind of like you're throwing it into like the down grain, like you were chopping wood. So it's much easier to stick in. So it's softer. It's easier to throw. So this is much better for like the casual thrower. But
the casual thrower, he says.
But somebody that can also, you know,
get it.
Yeah, because most people that are throwing axes have never thrown axes in their life. So, you know, you gotta start somewhere. But there are even people locally that are throwing like on a professional level, and they love it too. So
on a professional level, so you get sponsors? Like, I mean, how does that even work? I didn't know that was a profession. I
don't personally do it, but people can, you know, locally, not locally here in Naples, but like in West Palm Beach and
okay. Because I was like, who in
Miami
Naples
tournaments
is an axe professional?
We're trying to bring more, you know, to this area. There are a couple guys I've met out of Cape Coral that actually have gone to some tournaments, and they tried to place, but they didn't, you know, place in like the national tournaments. Those guys are really good because they don't miss. But yeah, there's a lot of axe throwers in Florida. We're trying to bring more.
Do you think you could teach me how to be an axe throwing coach, and then I could just hang out in your place all day and charge people money and then like promise them careers that are never going to materialize? Could that be my new job?
It's kind of like what you've done in the past.
It's very similar to what I have done in the past. I'm finding a new skill here.
Yeah, we can definitely teach you how to be a coach.
So when is this party? It's next weekend, right? Not tonight or tomorrow, because I can't believe today's Friday already. It feels like Monday for some reason. This week went by. So next weekend, what is going on at your place?
So for next week, starting on the 11th, we're actually going to be doing discounted axe throwing from the 11th through the 14th. So from Thursday to Sunday, we are offering $10 off axe throwing. So you don't have to necessarily come to the party. While we do want to see you there, all week long, we are offering the discounted axe throwing. But specifically on Saturday, the 13th, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., we're going to have Billy Pine Music there playing live music. He's been at our location multiple times. He's great. So we're going to have him back. Naples Photo Booth has also generously given us a photo booth to have there for our guests to enjoy and have a good time throwing some axes with us. We've got yard signage and balloons coming to us from Flamingos, amazing yard signs. We're going to have a casino game set up. So when you're purchasing tickets for the raffles that we're also going to have, a lot of great companies are donating to our raffle. And we're going to have where people can purchase tickets and enter into our raffle. But we're going to also be giving away the casino tokens to go and play the casino game while we're there. We also are adding a brand new game to our axe throwing. So this week next week, we will be uploading a new game for everybody to enjoy. So if you've been there before, we're going to have a new game for you to play, and it's going to be really featured on Saturday as well.
That is so much. And Brittany, you also told me, which I saw with my very own eyes when I've been in there, that it's mostly women that come in and throw axes. And so I was surprised by that. But, you know, guys, if you're looking for a lady friend, go on up to the Axe Lodge. Like, don't be creepy about it, because they are armed with axes.
Right.
So,
yeah, they know.
I mean, well, I guess you could be creepy because they'll take care of you.
It's probably not a good place to like try your pickup line, though.
Right. Like, don't be slimy.
Yeah. You try your pickup line, you know, bad things could happen.
Well, what's your pickup line? Do you have a line?
I don't know. You must be tired because you've been walking through my head ever since I've been here. Is that a good one, or is that just not
corny lines like that? Like, if somebody is ballsy enough to be corny, then yeah, I'll give them a shot. Ryan, what was your pickup line for Brittany?
There wasn't a pickup line for sure.
Brittany, what was your pickup line for
years
Ryan?
ago.
20 years ago, honestly.
Oh my gosh, you guys look so young. You must have been hooked up at like kindergarten.
At 12.
Right?
High school. Yeah.
High school.
Yeah.
Good job.
They're
We just celebrated 21 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Congrats. And I know that you have kids that you'd like to support with this business. And so it's very important that we all support you. And
Yes.
so Thursday, I'm so glad that you reminded me that this is something that you're celebrating all week long. And Thursday, you're going to have the discounted prices starting to celebrate and let people be there if they can't be at the party. But I want to be at the party because you have raffle prizes from people, and I like to win stuff.
And we also have Suncoast Beverages is coming out with their Beer Girl and going to have some items that they're going to be handing out. And
the Beer Girl
giveaways, probably like some swag, stuff like that. You know?
So with the beer wall and the Beer Girl, I'm envisioning like a Vanna from Wheel of Fortune situation. Is that what the Beer Girl does? Like we
might need you in your Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, well, thank you. I have the dress. I do have the wig.
She pulls it off good.
I'll be there.
She pulls it off good.
It's the boobs.
Yeah. It does help. I mean,
let me tell you, I have been trying to build up my social media for years, and I say smart things, and I'm funny. No one gives a shit. I put my boobs out there as Marilyn Monroe. 1,000 likes. Everybody loves them.
Yeah, and we had, people are even chiming in on Facebook and giving the congrats to you guys. So that's good. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Enough of my boobs. Back to their
No,
their
I wasn't trying to get away from.
You were trying to get away from her.
So Shannon, this is Shannon. She has a very good knack for trying to make me blush. So that's why I wear a red shirt. So you can't.
It just all blends in.
Yeah, and she's like,
so that's why we all love Shannon too.
Yeah, she just like, I'm like, did you just say that, Shannon? I mean, I was thinking it, but you said it.
You guys should think about, like, I have so much in my head that doesn't come out. I really do filter. It's not that I don't have a filter. It's just
they got crime shows after, with those types of thoughts,
Look, I've evaded law enforcement for so long. Yeah. Look at this. I'm out. I'm free.
You're
Can you
free.
believe that?
You're free.
It's amazing to me too. So what time are the festivities starting? If they come to the party, that's on Saturday, the
13th from 2 to 5 p.m. is when we'll have the live music, the raffle tickets going on, the casino game and everything happening. We'll have some cupcakes and some food options out there, and we're going to also have some free axe throwing. So if people have never actually been axe throwing, we're going to have a lane set up where we're going to teach people. We're going to let them get an axe, a real axe in their hand to throw at our targets and try it out for themselves. No obligation. They don't have to purchase a lane. If people do want to go ahead and book their reservations to have a lane during this time or any other time during the week, they can visit theaxelodge.com and go ahead and book it. And families are welcome. We do have a game area. We have a pool table. We have giant Jenga. We have areas set up for the kids to play and enjoy as well, while the adults get to have some fun as well. We wanted to create a place that we look for when we go out as a family. So we invite everybody to come out. 13 and over to throw, 21 and over to drink, obviously. But we look forward to having a lot of people out and joining us.
All right. I was going to ask, how old do you have to be to throw? And then you just answered it like a pro, like you're just doing media your whole life.
Okay. You guys are good.
Right? They really are.
So one thing I will do, and I think once we get through this thing, but within the next, probably in the fall, I think would be a good time. We can have a 239 Uncensored night where we can have some fans and we can have some people, fans. I don't know if we call them fans, but people that watch.
Fanatics.
Fanatic, yeah. So we'll do that. Maybe we can maybe go live there too. So that would be kind of cool. Yeah.
That would be fun. Yeah. I could wear a little plaid for fall, like a bunch of lumberjack stuff.
Yeah. We could do something like that.
I'm all about the outfits.
Yeah, it's right next door, so that makes it really good.
Pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice, everything. Yeah. All right. So we will see you on Saturday or maybe on Thursday when all the specials start. And thank you for coming on, and thank you for being awesome neighbors.
Thank you for having us and your support. We appreciate it.
They're so cute.
Yeah, you guys are the best. Good luck with it. Anything you guys need, we're here for you. We're all in the same family, right next door. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm excited to go over there now because I know that they're going to have like free food and all that. I thought it was just going to be a couple of raffle things, but I can really soak up their hospitality.
Shannon will wear you out.
I will. This is why I don't have any friends.
Fuck the axes. I'm eating.
Yes.
I'm here.
And I'm the person, like, when I come to your party, I'm there. I'm at the food and I do not move.
You have freaking been invited to like 4 of my events and you never. I drove through the parking lot.
I came to 2. I got out of my car
You're
at 1.
scared of police.
Oh, no, I love police.
Well, I know you love them, but you're scared.
As long as they're on my side.
Yeah.
I don't like strange police. No, when I like hit the Georgia state line, that does scare me.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you've been invited. I drove through the parking lot.
But, I got out one time.
I got out. We took 3 steps up and said, "No, I don't want to go"?
There were a
What's
lot
up
of people. I didn't see you. I have a little
My
PTSD.
My goodness.
And it is a little weird to smell like weed and go into a sea of cops.
You need to
know?
quit. You need to quit that stuff.
It's my
that
medicine.
nonsense.
I'm not going to quit.
Nonsense.
It is not nonsense.
There you
either.
go. I love to get Shannon going.
You know what's nonsense is drinking and then driving a golf cart. Are you going to show my little stamp?
Oh, we can do that. Let's talk about that one. This lady, I was going to show the stamp. There's a drunk lady who,
alcohol.
And I think, well, I mean, she's probably smoking dope too, but there's a drunk lady.
Smoking
Florida woman drives golf cart on I-95. Imagine getting out there on I-95 and you're fucking going down the road. Hey,
How
this
fast?
is great.
But they only go like 30 miles an hour.
It's freaking crazy. It's crazy. Like she's going down the road.
She's probably in the left lane too because it's Florida.
Yeah, and she said, according to FHP, a truck driver saw a person driving the golf cart in the center lane. The center lane, mind you, on I-95. How didn't she die? I don't know. The trucker used his truck to move her over onto the shoulder, and at that point the trucker was able to snatch the keys of the golf cart. Give me the keys, and then the woman tried to flee, and then of course when she gets stopped by the troopers, when they get there, she wanted her bag. What do you think was in her bag?
Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire.
Now Tennessee Fire, is that like a fireball?
I was gonna ask you.
Probably it's got to be like a fireball.
I'm not a drinker. But yeah, Tennessee Fire, that's got to be cinnamon whiskey.
Probably
right?
like cinnamon whiskey. I would
She's
say.
like, where's my bag? I need that cinnamon whiskey.
Give me some cinnamon fire. No, that's crazy. But no, just to think of somebody's going to be crazy enough to get on the freaking I-95.
58 years old, and she doesn't know what her limits are drinking.
Yeah.
I know what my limits are.
I wonder what it was like the next day when she woke up. Like, hey. Did I really do that?
Does she have a family and are they embarrassed?
Well,
can you imagine if this is your wife?
Yeah.
Because to us, this is a funny story, but this is probably somebody's wife.
She's obviously got family somewhere, but they may not claim her.
They might be worse than she is. And that's why she was like, fuck this. And she just took off on whatever she had. Yeah. She was fleeing a domestic situation, and maybe we should not judge her.
That's true. That's what the defense is going to be like.
Right? She just had to go.
Yeah.
However she could. That's what she had. The lawnmower was broken.
Yeah. There's a lot of people moving down here. And I had the opportunity the other day to do some instruction, and a lot of law enforcement officers are moving down here from New York, Chicago, bigger cities. And they're like, listen, I got to get out. I've got to get out from where I'm at because it's out of control. Again, nobody does anything for us. This person is actually a TikToker, and they're saying, I'm going back. I've been down here in Florida. People treat me too nice. I'm going back. I don't know. Do we have anything? Oh, look at this guy. Yeah, there he is. Yeah. Going back to New York City. That's what he says he's going to do.
So
packing his shit and going back.
I think you have to be kind of tough to live in Florida, though. Maybe not so much Naples, but I think in Florida, we have a lot of things that are trying to kill us. So just even walking to the car, you could have a regular snake. You could have a python, which today is the first day of python hunting season.
Woo.
Very excited about that.
I think you geared up for it today, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, let's see if we can see this. Now, don't wipe out. Don't fall.
See that? No.
You can't. There you go. Now you can see a little camel.
So I had to put my my leg behind my head to show my. That's what it felt like. Like it was just gonna keep going.
No.
But no, I have my my python. Yeah, so that maybe they'll come up and like try to snuggle up with my shoe.
Are you going out tonight to
go python hunting?
Hunt them down, or?
Well, I wasn't planning on it, but now that you bring it up, maybe so. Did you see that they caught like a 17-foot python?
Yeah, in Collier County.
Like it was just crossing the road. Yeah. No, there was the 18-foot one that they caught that they had at the Conservancy.
Okay.
But then like last night or something crazy, these 3 guys caught a 17-foot. Oh my gosh, I should have saved the story.
Was it in Collier?
It was like, yes, it was like right off of 41.
People don't realize those things are coming.
It was crossing the road.
They're coming to us. These people,
and they're
these
bigger.
snakes are coming to us here in Collier County.
They're getting bigger and bigger because they're older and older.
Yeah, and then and I keep saying this every time. If you drive across the alley, you don't see roadkill.
Yeah.
Because all the little mammals are gone. So I'm happy because around my house I got rabbits everywhere. So that means it tells me that probably the snakes are probably not around.
We just have the cane toads. That's the biggest problem in my neighborhood.
A lot of those, yeah.
So I have my little Glock airsoft out there.
Yeah. Yesterday I opened my door and the frog jumped on my arm, and I was like, it was just a little
Like
one.
a regular frog.
Yeah. It was
But those
fine.
freak me out because they do come like right at you.
Oh yeah, they're aggressive.
Yeah. They're like a flying roach. They're like gonna come right at you.
And they don't do it because they're gonna eat you. They just don't know where else to go, so they jump on you.
They just freak out.
And they kind of stick. It's almost like a suction cup.
I know.
And they get on you, and they're kind of cold. Kind of.
They are kind of cold and slimy. It doesn't feel good. And then lizards, I'm always afraid to pick them up because their tails just come off, and then you're just holding their freaking tail.
Yeah, lizards. Yeah. So Florida's got some crazy stuff.
Florida has some shit that is going to kill you.
So this guy says there's no good pizza down here. I beg to differ. I mean,
go to Cosmos.
Yeah, Cosmos is good, and then Joey D's up in North Naples, and there's you know what I like too? The pizza over at oh shoot, help me out.
I like Pepe's.
Pepe's
I like
good. Yeah, that's
Napoli on the Bay. I like
good.
Palumbo's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what else.
What's the place at Vanderbilt and 41 right there in the corner next to Buca de Pepa? That shoot, I know it. It's a really good place.
Is it Mr. 01?
That's good.
Or
that's
the crust.
Too. The crust. The crust is good.
Like.
They get really.
We
good.
have a lot of pizza
really
places here.
And then Mr. 01 is right around the corner. They're awesome too. They got some really cool pizzas. Yeah,
so maybe he just didn't look hard enough.
No,
he probably didn't come to Naples.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't come. Well, yeah, I don't know where he's living, but he says he's going back to New York City from Florida, and he humorously tells it a little bit funny, but he says that in Florida, they don't charge me enough taxes. So he says they don't charge him enough taxes. I'm like, New York, they charge you for everything.
Yeah, because we don't have a state income tax here.
Right. They charge you. They whip you up in New York.
Yeah,
and they don't use it for what they're supposed to use it for.
They're not fixing roads.
No, the roads suck. The bridges suck. It's dirty. Like down here in Collier County, when you drive down the road, it's like there's very rarely we got like
it's perfect.
You drive, and I know where there's like a couple bumps by the Coastal Center Mall on 41 that they're trying to work on. But it's pretty sad when you know like where every bump is in a big place like this.
Right.
You go to New York City, you just get beat up.
But, when people move down here, and it's always people from New York that complain the most and go, oh, well, that's, not how we did it in New York and back in New York. Well, you're not in New York. And if you wanted to be there, you could have stayed there. I miss barbecue from Kansas City because the barbecue down here is kind of shit. But I don't constantly go, oh, well, back in Kansas City, I just have it shipped in, or I get my ass on a plane and I go to Kansas City for a weekend and I do a barbecue tour and I get my fill and then I come home and I shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what this guy needs to do with pizza.
Get a little.
Just go do a pizza tour, come back, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And he even says the weather is too beautiful.
It's hot. It's not even beautiful. But it's so hot in the rest of the country. And so people are always like, oh, how could you stand to live down there in South Florida? It's hotter in the rest of the country now.
Yeah. And then in like New York City, we were just there a couple weekends ago. It's like you can't really get out of it. Here, it's kind of like every place you walk in's got air.
Yeah. And in New York, you've got asphalt and you've got all the smog and all of that shit. And so it's hot and you're just choking on the air.
Yeah, it's not like fresh coming off the ocean.
Here, at least you can go out and breathe in some of the red tide or blue-green algae or whatever the hell we have growing in our waterways.
Kind of makes it good. So now, what do you got going on this weekend?
I am actually going to have 2 lunches tomorrow because I double booked, but I bumped one of them to 3. So we're just going to call it a late lunch. I think he's going to drink. I don't know. I'm going to have tater tots.
It's a he.
He's my gay friend. So I don't think anything exciting is going to happen.
I'm trying to just figure you out.
Because I don't date or have sex?
I don't know about any of that.
Because I talk about sex all the time and I look like I love sex, but then I don't have sex. And that's confusing.
That's TMI, but I'm interested.
But everything that I just said is true. That's what people say to me, that I look like I just have sex all the time and love it. And I always talk about it. But when it comes down to it, like I'm at home organizing closets and not having sex. So why?
Why do they say you look like you have sex all the time? I just kind of want to know.
Look at me. I'm like walking sex. My tits are out. I got like long blonde fake hair.
I don't know.
And especially when I have my colored extensions in, like if you have blue hair, men just assume that you want to touch their penis. Like there's something
is that what it is?
Yes. Like the wilder you look, the more they equate that to sex. Like, can I just like to ride motorcycles and do my own thing? Do I have to throw your penis in there?
Let me ask you this question, because you talk about it all the time. Do you think that causes a little bit of like mysterious thought?
I think it. No, I think it
I
gives
think
people
it's
the
funny
wrong
that
idea.
I think it's funny because you say the stuff you say. Because I mean, I'm 50, I'm 49, no, 43.
You've been around.
38. But it's just funny because you just like you say what's on your mind.
Well, I do say what's on my mind, and I did go to school to be a sex therapist, and so I think I'm more.
What type of school? What's a class? Sex therapy class?
You start with psychology and go into human sexuality, and then there's actually a school in San Francisco that is like the National Institute of Sexuality. But I thought that Kinsey and all of these other studies were great because it's not something that was really addressed until the beginning of the 50s, and even then they screwed it all up, the research, the way that they did it, but. Sex is such a primal thing within us. We're hardwired for it, just for survival, literally. And we're so repressed in this country. I think it causes a lot of problems. I think women get manipulated more because of all of our stupid sexual stereotypes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a funny conversation. No, I say funny. It's a conversation. Like we had one person that from Amazon that used the studio. They have a podcast, and she was a very young lady. She came in, she recorded her podcast here in the studio, and that's what she did. She just basically talked, and she got a huge contract because she was 21, 22 years old and very open. Whether or not it was true or not, I don't know.
She was open about her sex, her sex
life.
What
she did, her ways, dating, and what she did. And she's making a living off it. And she probably got a pretty good contract from Amazon.
But women would be so much happier if they could be more open and talk about what they like and what they don't. Because, we have this complete fallacy in this country that women don't like sex. Like women over, 35, married women.
Like J-Lo.
Like J-Lo. Yeah, she does like sex stuff. But, typically it's the old joke that women are not interested and men are always trying to get it. And I don't think that women don't want to have sex. I think they don't want to have sex with the man that they're with because they're tired of, having to meet their needs and moan at the appropriate times and then go finish themselves off in the bathroom. And so it's just something that they don't want to talk about.
That might be your life.
Because if we say anything to you like, no, my left, then it's like your little ego crumbles and the relationship is over. And so I think women are afraid to talk about it because we've been taught that we're not supposed to like sex. And men don't want to hear about it because all y'all want to hear about is how you're the biggest and the best. That's it.
Well, yeah, I guess it's
any instruction. No, like y'all don't like that.
Instruction on how to do things?
Yeah, I mean, I try to have the conversation ahead of time. Like, this is what I like, this is what I don't. But, in the moment, if you say like, could you move over here or, faster, harder, like lighter, whatever, get off me, that's terrible, whatever it is, I guess it doesn't come across right for me. Like I'm shouting orders. I don't know, but it's not been well received.
Yeah, I can hear Shannon now. Let me see here. Let's see if I can find that. Could you go to the left just a little bit, please? Could you please go? Go to the right. Go to the right.
Why does it sound cavernous? I'm taking that personally.
Could you please go to the right a little bit?
But don't you want to know? Don't you want to know if your efforts are going to get you where you're trying to go?
Take me to the right, please. Take me to the right.
Because I know what needs to happen. And so if I don't tell you, then, what's the point?
Good point. I can't argue with that.
And it's not like it's a, complicated ordeal. You don't have to do, math or anything like that. It's just talk about what you like. But women don't do it and men don't want to hear about it. Yeah. Do men talk about what they like? Like before you are with the woman, are you like, hey, this is the deal. This is what makes Tim tick.
It all depends on what's going on in your life or whatever you think. I mean, it's pretty straightforward.
But has that been like a conversation that you've had, or do you just try to like touch certain things and figure that they'll say yes or no?
It's kind of like those little games,
right? No, we're not doing that.
It's like playing Operation.
No.
But
I think that's what most people do, though. They just kind of push the boundaries and they see how far they can get. And, you don't have to have a safe word to talk about sex before you have sex. I think that if you are responsible enough to be having it, you should be responsible enough to talk about it.
Yeah.
But it is a problem in our country, don't you think? The sexual repression?
Well, I don't think it's causing mass killings or anything, but yeah, it probably
You don't
is.
think that's part of the problem?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't think if people were getting laid and maybe having a little smoke every day, they like the world would be a happier place?
Yeah, sure.
I'm happier when I'm getting laid. I mean, for the most part, like the first, I don't know, few weeks. And then after that, you're like, oh, I don't like the
Get
way he
off me.
brushes his teeth.
Get off me.
His music sucks.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever reasons I find to start to hate them.
And it's probably with you, it probably goes fairly quick. Like within the first couple weeks, and you're like
3 months.
sick of them.
3 months
Yeah.
is really kind of the cutoff point. So if I make it at like more than 3 months with somebody, then I'm probably going to be friends with them forever. Like
Yeah.
either it's going to be really bad or it's going to be, a decent relationship, and I have some respect for them. But I lose respect.
Your poor boyfriends.
They would all write glowing letters of recommendation if I asked them to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And
That's
their
good.
families.
Yeah, that's good.
I try to leave them
Are you
better
pretty
than
good?
I found
Are
them.
you pretty good with the families of your boyfriends?
Usually better with the families
Yeah.
than the ex-boyfriends. Yeah, because I I glob onto them, and then once I bond, and I do try to leave people better than I found them, and so it's people see that you treated their loved one with respect,
No, I get it.
and that you can still be friends.
I get it. Get it.
I don't get invited over to Christmas all the time, but it's nice to
But
be
your
nice.
name might pop up.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll send me a card.
Yeah. No, it's good. What you got going on this weekend?
So I have my 2 lunches tomorrow.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that once.
Right. And so my friend's going to come over and bring me food, and then I'm going to go out for tater tots with my gay friend. So that's my Saturday.
Yay.
And then Sunday I'll be recovering from all that fun.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't have a lot planned. I'm going to get some things done around the house, clean up. I got a little training session tomorrow, and then going to pick up my little guy. Big brothers and sisters, Chase. Yep. And then probably play a little pickleball somewhere in between and get a haircut. That's about it. I'm good.
Now, I've never played pickleball.
It's fun.
It is taking
fun.
over the country, and we are like the pickleball capital,
That's
right?
We have the championships here and down in East Naples.
Are we
East
the
Naples
pickleball capital of the world? Or
well, I don't know about that.
Is that just what
but
the
I know that
TDC
we
is
have like
pushing
I think
out?
we have like they're trying to push that because I think realistically it's going to take over tennis.
Why do you
Just
think
kind of
that?
like the UFC kind of took over boxing. A lot of people argue with that, but
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time I've sat down and watched a boxing match, but I've watched multiple UFC fights.
well, and boxing was kind of going into the UFC territory anyway.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and then well, it needs to because boxing. I think they call it the sweet science, but I argue with my buddy on this quite often, Rick. It's kind of like people when you go and see boxing and people bashing people, as bad as it may sound, it's very fun. And then when you go back to boxing, it's just not the same.
Because boxing is actually very technical.
Yes, it is.
And people
sweet
don't
science.
understand that, right?
Yes.
And so they are awarded points, and it is just about the technical part of movement, and it can be boring to sit there and watch. I used to go to the Golden Globes. I would make my dad take me, like in middle school. And I wanted to take boxing lessons, but he was like, "You're the only attractive kid I have. I'm not going to put your face out in a boxing ring. Like, let's just hang on to it." Yeah.
Right.
And so I didn't, which I thank him for, because I would have started my plastic surgery journey probably a little sooner had I taken boxing lessons. But it is very technical, and you kind of have to be into it, I think, to watch it for a long time. And then the pay-per-view fights that we've seen over the last few years have been very fast for the most part, which is not typical boxing, right? Typical boxing goes on and on and on.
12 rounds, something like that.
And
8 to 12.
And then we had crazy shit like Tyson biting off Evander Holyfield's ear.
Yeah. But when Tyson used to fight, and I remember that very
brutal,
well.
right?
Yeah, 90.
I think that's when it started. Like the
no, it was at 80, like
bloodthirst.
80,
It's like
88, 89.
Yeah.
We used to sit down and I think back then it was like pay-per-view was like $25, but that was a
kinda
ton of
thought
money.
He might kill the person he was
HBO or
going to
whatever.
punch,
Oh
right?
yeah, it was
Like,
like, brrr.
yeah.
We were all like watching that. And
Intense.
since then, it really hasn't been.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been people here, Mayweather, things like that, but it's gotten to be so. They try to hype it up, but when you watch a UFC fight, it's like oh, these guys are getting at it.
Yeah.
You know, and they go down. And then I think it's kind of like you get that UFC high watching all that, and then anything else is kind of like not as exciting. And then I think that same thing, pickleball really is the one thing I think pickleball is so successful. It's smaller courts. People of different age can play it because you don't have such a run, and then you can compete. And hell, there's people that are, you know, in their 50s that are having a blast with it. It's tough. It's tough on your knees and stuff like that, but I really enjoy it. I'm not that good.
So isn't it crazy that we can have something like ultimate fighting and just watch people absolutely kill each other? But if we were to look at two people like doing anything sexual at all in an arena, like, can you imagine that if in the cage, instead of people fighting, were like people getting it on and everybody was like, yeah, like stick it in there, well, do whatever.
Shannon, now the Shannon's coming back out.
But I'm just saying, like, that seems crazy and sick and twisted. And yet we just accept, but so you can't like give each other orgasms publicly. But if you want to cause organ damage and break bones on a fellow human being, we will cheer for that and buy tickets for that. And I'm guilty. I mean, I love it. So it's not condemning anyone.
One thing is interesting too, is if you think about it, like so hockey. Hockey fighting is not really.
I go for the fight.
Yeah, they don't really. They let them go at it, and it's kind of a part of the game.
It's part of the culture.
Brrr, but you have one guy in the NFL that throws a punch or he goes and kicks somebody. They boot him out for 4 games.
And you know what's so crazy about that?
And they got helmets.
They all have CTE from repeated hits from when they're younger anyway, right? So like they're already all fucked up out there.
So it's kind of funny how the two different differences. I mean, I don't know about sex in a ring.
Would you pay to see that?
Sex in a ring? Not probably not.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
like the eyes wide shut type of situation.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pay to go see that. Why not?
Sex in a ring?
Like, what if they had like microphones drop down like a boom mic?
You could probably do that on friggin' internet. They probably have something on there like that.
Well, there are swinger parties that you can go to and watch stuff, but I'm saying like arena level, like on the Jumbotron, everything that they would normally have.
Yeah, I don't think some of that stuff would be
like
enlarged would be good.
Foam finger, but it means something different.
Yeah, I don't know if something on the Jumbotron would not be great. I don't think.
This is going to be my passion project.
Yeah.
I'm going to get behind it.
Shannon's starting a new league.
Make it
a
happen.
new league in Florida.
What would the league be called?
Yeah. Clumping and pumping. I don't know what it would be. I don't know. Shannon, you've taken me to a level. We are rock bottom 239 uncensored today. So
I bring out the depravity in you. I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah. So anyway, that's about it. So we got a good weekend. We'll be back. I will be here on Monday, so it's good. And then we'll be good. Yeah. So I know you're excited about that.
I am very excited. I'm going to research that sexual league, the arena league, and then we'll talk about it more on Monday.
Shannon's got all fired up for the weekend.
It makes me glow. Like I'm so excited.
Yeah, look at her. She's ready to go. I better run off. I better take off out of here as quick as I can. 239 uncensored, everything solo sport and beyond, and we are out. Having fun.